Hey, comic lovers, EMoney, the old man, and Thor the Dog of Thunder here. Hey, buddy. Hey, did you have an exciting day today?
Yeah, you did.
Mom says you had an exciting day.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. Met some new neighbors that you shouldn't have. Huh? Yeah? Yeah. Naughty. Naughty. Yeah. Everyone was fine. He's good. Alright? Alright, so today we are covering a few Comic-Con trailers that we missed last week because, last week Comic-Con was still going on, and now we're going to cover the ones that came out after we recorded. And also, Marvel has made some announcements regarding the future of the MCU, and we're going to cover all that here in just a little bit. Also, we're going to have our comic reviews and previews, and the old man and I have a special announcement in just a little bit here. If you've ever wanted to come to one of our pop-up comic shops and you haven't, because maybe it's because you work on Saturday mornings, or you just don't live in the Louisville area, you're gonna want to stick around for our announcement. All right? Remember what Dom from Fast and the Furious always told you: it's all about family. Family. That was the cue.
For what?
You'll say the word.
What word?
The magic word.
Shazam! That one?
Didn't work. Yeah. Thor, you want to try it? No? Alright, comic lovers, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. We'd like to hear from you guys and tell us what you think. Alright, so some of the trailers that played, I guess, Saturday afternoon to Saturday night that we missed last week, they're all superhero stuff, or at least the ones we're going to be covering are. Alright, so first up, we have from Marvel Studios and Disney Plus, She-Hulk, that is coming later on this month, actually.
You watch it?
Yeah, I'm not going to divulge too many details, because if you ever watched our channel, you know the old man doesn't watch Marvel trailers because they give too much away. And this one's no exception now that I think about it. Yeah, they give at least two surprises. If you avoid spoilers altogether, there is minimum 2 surprises in store for you for She-Hulk.
Bring it on.
All right, so make sure you avert your eyes anytime it comes up. All right, so for She-Hulk, as what we do know, and I can tell the old man, is she's going to be an attorney.
That's in the title of the show.
Yeah, and as you know from watching comic books, she is Bruce Banner's cousin. So you know that part.
And I do expect that Bruce will be in it.
Right. And what I want to see, and I'm not saying it will, but her being an attorney and all, and being a superhuman, I want to see a revolving door of MCU characters coming into her law firm, because there's plenty of people out there, anti-heroes, who are going to need representation at some point.
Well, it's a good time to represent the Fantastic Four and bring them into the MCU, because in the comics she helped them out with a lease agreement and something else.
I do remember reading this. I don't remember where I read it, because I think it was an older comic, but yeah, I do remember Ben Grimm coming into her office and talking about a leasing agreement with the Baxter Building and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, I want to see all these different characters coming into her office. So don't want to give away too much, but be sure to stay tuned later this month for our reaction videos for She-Hulk. She-Hulk comes out August 17th.
And we'll be doing reaction videos?
That's what I just said, yes.
Okay.
All right, next up, another MCU project, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And
watch your mouth.
Yeah, don't want to give away too much. And I don't know how much I'm going to be looking forward to this one, because you got to figure there's going to be a lot of sad in this
The beginning's got to be real sad.
Yeah.
You got to go over why what's his face isn't around anymore.
Right, Chadwick Boseman and the character T'Challa, and that's going to be tough. I mean, I expect there's going to be not a lot of dry eyes in the movie theater.
I won't cry.
You sure?
No, not at all.
Okay, so a lot of the movie, without giving too much away, is going to be about how Wakanda moves on from this and the loss of their king. And, there's going to be, a lot of outside forces that are going to be looking to take advantage. And we'll see how far that gets them. So, again, can't say too much because, But Black Panther Wakanda Forever it opens up November 11th. And stay tuned for our review of the movie later on that week. All right, so moving on to stuff that I can talk a little bit about because he actually watched these. First up, from DC Studios, Black Adam, coming out in October.
Do you know they wanted to make Dwayne Johnson wear a padded suit?
That's silly.
That's what he told me.
Right?
Said, hell no.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get to this in a minute. The guy who plays Shazam, whose name escapes, Zachary Levi, he had a padded suit in the first movie, but then the second movie, it looks like he's not going to be wearing a padded suit.
Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, did he just bulk up?
Has he been working out with Rock?
Maybe. I mean, he was always a fairly big guy, except for the first few seasons of Chuck, I guess. But he got bigger as time went on. Excuse me. All right, so back to Black Adam, and looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of fun stuff in this movie because Dwayne he fought for this movie. He wanted to do Black Adam justice because I told you guys in an earlier episode they were going to introduce Black Adam in the first Shazam movie, and Dwayne talked him out of it, and he said you need to give his own origin story, his own movie, and do the character justice.
Well, if they do him justice, the humor is going to be very, very dry.
Right, and usually that's a pretty big departure for The Rock because he's all about big humor in his movies. So you're gonna have that, and also we're gonna be seeing the big screen debut of the Justice Society because we've seen a few images of them already in the trailers.
Love me some Justice Society.
Mm-hmm.
Never been done justice in a big budget movie. They touched on them a little bit in Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow they did, and there was one episode of Smallville I remember where they did the Justice Society.
The Smallville episode was the only time anybody's done Hawkman right.
Right.
Oh man, he was excellent in that.
Yeah.
I normally don't like Hawkman because he's kind of boring.
Mm.
This guy was not boring.
Yeah. So in this movie, we're going to see Dr. Fate played by Pierce Brosnan.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then we're going to have, we got glimpses of Atom Smasher.
I see no one's done Atom Smasher that I'm aware of.
I think he had one episode in The Flash, and he was played by Edge from WWE.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the only time we saw him. And then we're going to get, we already talked about Hawkman. And so we're going to see, it looks like Black Adam's going to be fighting them most of the time. So, is Black Adam, we've seen in the comic book that he goes from, hero to villain, back and forth a lot and just about everything in between.
Any sign of Sandman?
I have not seen, you talking like the old school Sandman with the gas
Sandman,
mask and the, not seen him.
Not the Master of Dreams, no.
Right. Had not seen him in the trailers. Who knows who they're going to bring in. There was one that is a little lesser known society member. I think she's called a Cyclone Witch or something like that. She has powers similar to Red Tornado, and I got a little tease of her in the trailer.
Okay.
All right, so Justice Society, looking forward to it, and what DC's going to do with that. I don't think DC ever knows what they're going to do with the character until they
until they do it.
Right. I mean, they don't have a plan laid out like MCU does, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute here. All right, so Black Adam comes out October 21st. So starting in October, we're going to get a new superhero movie every month. And that brings me to December, which is going to be Shazam! Fury of the Gods. All right, so Billy Batson and family now all have superpowers that we saw at the end of the first movie. So they're in Fawcett City, I believe, and you have 6 near Superman level superheroes all operating in the same city.
You gotta be careful with that. That could be a mess.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, there's like zero crime in Fawcett City after that, right?
I'm not jaywalking in that town.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So they're out there fighting crime, and then we see the old gods played by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, who are
bringing in the talent,
right, and they think that the power of the gods has been stolen by children, and they're looking to take it back. So we're gonna see the kids fight it out with them and all the hell they raise, kind of literally, and because we see a dragon in the trailer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
I want to slay a dragon.
right. So and there should be Black Adam. We say it's like kind of gonna be lacking the humor. Shazam looks like it's gonna be full of the humor, right?
Oh, absolutely, it'll be silly.
Right. All right. So Shazam: Fury of the Gods comes out December 21st. And are we going to see a connection between Black Adam and Shazam, since they're coming out so close together with each other?
Couldn't take.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to do it covering the trailers. Now on to some of the big announcement that Marvel made at Comic-Con. First up, we have what Phase 5 is going to look like. So Phase 4 is going to conclude with She-Hulk and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, as we just discussed. So starting in February 2023, we're going to kick Phase 5 off with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Then, it's going to be, back and forth deal between movies and shows as it has been in Phase 4. And then we're going to do, in spring 2023, Secret Invasion on Disney+. And, that could be,
anything.
yeah, I mean, in the comic books, that involved the entire, Marvel Universe, right?
Correct.
So no telling what they're going to have in store for us there. It could be, a lot of lead-in to future projects, right?
Sure.
Hey, buddy, you getting tired? That's okay. We're moving along here, okay?
Here.
That takes the treats, all right? All right, so then in May, kicking off the summer movie season, will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I'm being told that will conclude the Guardians of the Galaxy saga.
Well, because I had no faith in the first movie, they've gotten a much better run than I thought they were going to get.
Then you have Echo coming in on Disney+.
Now, here we go again. Every time I say I'm not looking forward to it, or I'm not interested, or I have no faith in it, Guardians of the Galaxy, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Marvel, I loved it. Every time I say that, I end up loving the thing.
Yeah.
So let's hope that, because I have no interest in it.
I don't know how well Echo can carry her own show, but I guess we're going to see.
Well, I'm betting she has help.
Probably so. All right, then, in summer 2023 on Disney+, you have Loki Season 2 coming out.
Well, of course, I'm looking forward to that.
And then The Marvels on July 28th.
That's a movie.
Yeah, that's a movie.
Okay.
So hopefully we're going to see what happened to Miss Marvel when she disappeared at the end of the show.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I needs to know.
Then, making his MCU debut, or possibly his MCU debut, you don't know if they're going to introduce him earlier, you have Blade on November 3rd.
And who's playing Blade?
The
guy won the Oscar
for Green Book.
Green Book.
Yeah. Muhammad something?
Hell of an actor, I know that.
Or, no, not Muhammad, Ali something.
Hell of an actor.
Yeah. Then, in fall 2023 on Disney+, you have Ironheart. Now, so far there has been zero leading into that.
Yep.
I mean, there's been little to no talk about Tony, and since he died in Endgame, and we haven't heard anything from Pepper Potts or from Rhodey, Rhodey had a small part in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's the last we heard of him. So there's been very little talk about, Iron people. Right. So the only thing we really got leading up to it was the kid from Iron Man 3 was at Tony's funeral.
Yeah, you can't say that was leading up to it.
So that was it. So hopefully, maybe in Secret Invasion or whatever, we'll see some build up to that. Then in winter 2023 or maybe 2024, Agatha and the Coven of Chaos.
TV show.
Yes. Then another TV show, man, they're really putting them together, aren't they? Another TV show, well, I guess he's already made his MCU debut, Daredevil Born Again in spring of 2024.
Now, that was a great Frank Miller-driven story. back in the day. I mean, that was one of my favorite story arcs for Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that what they're going to do?
That's a good question, because are you just saying born again as in, he's in the MCU now, so he's born again, like Spider-Man Homecoming? Is just a play on words, or are they actually going to do the born again story from the comics?
I want them to do the story.
Right. Then you have rounding out Phase 5 in May 3rd, 2024, kicking off that summer movie season. You have Captain America New World Order, which will star Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, Captain America.
I remember when we met Anthony Mackie way back, right after his first time in the MCU.
Yep, in Captain America, The Winter Soldier, the movie, not the TV show.
Right, and we asked him, he didn't have much of a crowd because he was not very well known at the time, and we asked him, so are you going to be back as the Falcon? He says, I don't know, haven't gotten a phone call.
It's like, I'm waiting for their call.
And little did we know.
Yeah. So congratulations, Anthony Mackie, on that, and
good job. Looking
forward to your first solo film.
Keep rolling, son.
Yep. And then next, rounding out Phase 5 is going to end on July 25th, 2024 with Thunderbolts.
Now I've not read a lot of Thunderbolts comics. I know that Hawkeye was on the team,
mm-hmm.
and just about every villain that you could think of was on the team.
I mean, people that have been rumored have been Emil Blonsky, Yelena.
That's Abomination, right?
Right. Yelena from Black Widow. Also, U.S. Agent, pretty safe bet, John Walker.
We need something to do.
Right. And, they're going to be called the Thunderbolts, but we know the actor who played General Ross has since passed away. How great would it be if they had Sam Elliott come back and play General Ross?
I'll take Sam Elliott, and then he really wants to play.
Right, because, as many of you know, Sam Elliott played General Ross in the Eric Bana Hulk movie all those years ago. So him coming back to reprise the role, I think that would be kind of fitting.
They get him to do it.
Right? All right, so, they did it with J. Jonah Jameson, so, why the hell not? So that's going to round out Phase 5. And you know what? These phases, they seem to go by a hell of a lot faster than they used to, because like Phase 5 starts in February 2023 and it ends in July 2024. So that's about a year and a half. Phase 1 of the MCU, it started in 2008 and it ended in 2012 with Avengers. So, that's 4 years. Here, you're getting a hell of a lot more content, but, it just goes by a hell of a lot faster.
Hey, if it's working for you, ram it home, man.
Right?
Bring it.
All right, and that brings us to Phase 6 of the MCU. Now, they're keeping a lot of projects for Phase 6 under wraps right now.
As they should.
Right. Now, one that I noticed is Daredevil 3, we know is in development. I think they're filming it. And we don't know. Hey, I know, we're going long today. I know.
It's because when EMoney gets talking.
So Daredevil 3 we know is in development, but it doesn't appear on any of the schedule here. So I thought it would be sometime during Phase 5, but since they haven't announced it yet, maybe Phase 6 it's going to be in there. All right, so we know, confirmed, Phase 6 will begin in November 8th, 2024 with Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I believe it when I'm in the theater.
Right. Then we also know, and this is kind of bizarre. This is a bizarre move by Marvel. They are going to give us not one, but 2 Avengers movies in the same year.
Well, who the hell's the Avengers by then?
That's a good question.
I mean, I'm one of those people that enjoyed all the team-ups that they had in the Avengers. One of my favorite teams was one of the weakest teams. You had Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Cap, and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
That's it. You didn't have any of the big guns. Of course, now Scarlet Witch, pretty big gun.
Pretty big gun. If she's
Back
still
then she
alive,
wasn't.
which,
Right. But anyway, they mixed the teams up so much that if you didn't like a team, hang on.
Right.
There'd be a new lineup within the year. So I'm all for them doing that, but I want to know who's going to be on that team.
Well, we got about a year and a half to think about it. More than a year and a half.
I got other stuff to think about.
2.5 years. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I can wait.
All right. So May 2nd, 2025, kicking off that summer movie season, will be Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Ooh, well, they've been leading up to doing something with Kang for a while now.
Now, we see Secret Invasion in spring 2023. Then, at the end of November, on November 7th, 2025, will be Avengers: Secret Wars. So that kind of suggests to me that the Secret Invasion, like the act of the Secret Invasion, will be going on throughout Phase 5.
That's fine.
And you don't know, who's real and who's the Skrull throughout that entire run.
The second they introduce the Skrulls, you never know.
Right.
Because even Wolverine couldn't tell the corpse of a Skrull from the corpse of Captain America.
So, Wolverine, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, none of these people can tell.
Couldn't detect it because there is no difference.
Mm.
You might be able to catch them on some long-term memory or something if they're questionable, but no, you can't tell them apart in the comic books.
Well, we'll see how it goes in the MCU. All right, so I noticed, I said, I don't see Deadpool 3 here, even though we know that they're working on it. No sign of the X-Men just yet. So we're going to see where they go with that. Like we said, there's a lot being kept under wraps for Phase 6. All right, so, I've that about covers Comic-Con and the future of the MCU. Now, let's head inside for some comic book reviews. All right, so if you've never seen us do this before, we grade these comics on a 5-shield rating system. We give them each 2 scores, one for writing and story, and then the other one for artwork. And then we combine the 4 scores together to give it an average overall score. All right, so first up, we have our mentions this week. And we don't call them honorable mentions because sometimes we have something negative to say.
Sometimes.
But I think these are all fine.
We got some negative to say on this.
Okay, a few negatives. Okay.
All right, so first up, one of our favorite writers, Chip Sadarsky, coming off his run on Daredevil. He's now doing Batman and the new Daredevil. He's got a book from Image called Public Domain. This is issue number 2.
All right, so as we found out at the end of the last issue, one of the co-creators of a superhero called Domain,
The Domain,
we find out that he actually owns the property based on a contract that someone found and sent to him. So the problem is the co-creator is a total whip. He doesn't want to.
You just don't care.
He doesn't want to fight for it. He is moderately comfortable, in his life, and he's got a wife, he's got a house, so he doesn't think he needs to fight for anything.
Well, also the big boys are going to drag it out if they go to court over it.
Oh yeah,
he'll never see the solution. He won't live that long.
The lawyer they talked to said that they could tie it up in courts for a decade, which I don't understand how the legal system works. Sometimes it's like you should get a judge. He looks at what the corporate people have saying they own the property, look at what they have saying they have the property, and be like, okay, this contract supersedes their contract, so the property is yours. Why can't it be that simple?
It's never that simple.
No. Well, the son of the co-creator, he's not having it, and he wants to go in guns blazing at the company, and he wants his dad to fight for what's his. So, we're going to see if he actually convinces him to do that. All right, so, getting, more interesting as we go in this story. Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain number 2 ends up with...
we gave it 3.5 shields after we rounded it up.
3.5, rounded up. All right, next up.
Next up, from DC Comics, you have a book that's been fairly interesting the whole run.
Mm-hmm.
It's Task Force Z, and this is issue number 10.
All right, so throughout Task Force Z, we've had an undead Bane in the story and on the team. And the thing is, Bane supposedly died at the end of the Batman City of Bane story. But, in addition to him being in this story, he also pops up again in the Joker story. Now, I didn't know what that meant. Is it a case of, DC's left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, and they have, Bane in 2 stories that don't make any sense? Or is something else going on?
Did something happen where they screwed up and now they've just written their way out of it.
Exactly. It's like how they explain it here. Either they didn't know what was going on and they had a plan for it the whole time, or they didn't and they just wrote themselves out of it. So we find out that Undead Bane here is not actually Undead Bane, which kind of takes the satisfaction away, because in a previous issue, Jason Todd, he stabs him, shocks him, does something, and then he's like, do you know why this is happening? And he's like, yes. And he's like, say it. And Undead Bane's like, Alfred Pennyworth. And then he throws him off the roof.
I mean, how much satisfaction is it? He's a zombie.
But, I mean, in this story, he said that he had most of his memories back during that time. So it was enough that it would satisfy me. But we find out this is not actually Bane. And we find out who it really is at the end of the issue. All right, so Task Force Z number 10 ends up with...
the same 3.5 shields after we rounded it up.
All right, 3.5. So next up.
From Boom Studios, a story that's been one of our favorites because we like the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But this issue just didn't hold up for me. It's all new Firefly number 6.
All right. So about the artist. So you guys know, if you've been following our channel, that I've been talking about this story, this all new Firefly, for a while now. And you know that I said the first few issues, the artist, he wasn't good because from the neck up, I couldn't tell who the characters were, because there's no distinguishing between the characters other than from their clothing, because the artwork is so basic, I guess. So the last issue, I remember commenting that they got a new artist, and I remember saying that while it's not perfect, at least I can tell who the characters are. This issue, same artist as the one before, as the previous issue, but I don't know. It's like he got lazy or something.
It's back to the way it was before. You can't tell who's who.
Or he rushed it or something. I don't know. But it's not as good as his work in the previous issue. So, hopefully he gets back on track on the next one, or, they get someone new again. The story, good stuff. They still have not explained how Kaylee's the captain. We're 6 issues into this story, and we still don't know how Malcolm is still around, and yet Kaylee is the captain of the...
mechanic became the captain.
Right. All right, so All New Firefly number 6 ends up with...
3 shields.
3 shields out of 5. All right, so that is our mentions for this week. Now we go into this week's top 3.
All right, and surprise, surprise, there was a tie. Now, I have to admit, EMoney and I are having a hard time coming up with contests to determine who decides the tiebreakers. You guys aren't helping. I mean, we've asked for help several times, but y'all blow that off and don't help. So EMoney dug deep into his past, back to his college days, when him and some buddies saw a game they were playing on, of all things, Pirates of the Caribbean. And it's called Liar's Dice. And while we were playing it, I have to admit I didn't really understand what I was doing. EMoney says I lost, so I guess I did. So he got to pick the order of these next 3 books. And if you don't like it, don't tell me. I don't blame him. All right, so number 3, Amazing Spider-Man number 6. Now, Marvel will use any excuse to take a $4 comic book and turn it into a $10 comic book. This time it's because they say overall it's not issue 6, overall it's issue 900, which is a centennial issue, so they got to celebrate it. They'll do the same thing at 925, 950, 970. Any chance they get, Marvel's going to put $10 price tag on a book. So even though I resent that, I read it.
All right. So in this issue, this really big giant issue, the tentacles of Dr. Octopus are coming to Spider-Man for help, and because they're sentient.
Sure they are.
And they're treating him like, they're being treated like they're a pet, which I hate. I hate it when objects are treated like pets. I hated it in Thor Love and Thunder. I hate it here. So anyways, So the tentacles come to Spider-Man for help, saying that Dr. Octopus has been kidnapped.
Oh, no.
And he's been kidnapped by an old enemy of Spider-Man's, and it's actually an enemy from like the first couple issues of Amazing Spider-Man, like way back in the day. And it turns out that he's kidnapped more than just Dr. Octopus, and he wants to know who is Spider-Man.
Now, I don't know if Doc Ock doesn't remember who he is, but whatever, he don't give him up.
Nope. So in order to take down this old enemy, Spider-Man has to team up with some unlikely allies. And the reason is that the old enemy has commandeered a super adaptoid.
And
Which,
from the days of the early Avengers issues, when the super adaptoid showed up, them guys is badass.
yep, he's no joke. All right, so Amazing Spider-Man number 6
or 900, whatever.
whichever. Good artwork. Excuse me. Good artwork. I think the artists put their best effort into it. Excuse me. But number 3 ends up with.
Number 6.
Well, it's number 3.
Oh, okay. Of our top 3.
Right.
Number 3 ends up with 3.5 shields. All right, next up, number 2. This is Hellcop. Now, this particular variant or cover, I don't know if it was a cover or not. Let's see. Yep, this was the A cover. This is a homage to Mike Mignola's Hellboy, but it's Hellcop. And Mike Mignola didn't have anything to do with it.
All right.
It's number 9.
So 2 significant stories in this issue. One is from. Excuse me. One is from the B story in the previous issue, which I thought was, better than the main story. So the first one, not the one from last issue. One is one of the scientists at Hellcop headquarters is experimenting with a portal generator, and he opens up the portal, and who should come through but the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
So, in trying to explain how that happened, he says that there's a theory in quantum physics that whatever is created, like a book or a game, will manifest itself in a new reality.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland exists somewhere, and she comes through the portal.
Well, they gotta get rid of her because all she wants to do is cut off people's heads.
Yeah, not good. So the other story, which I got a kick out of, was this kid on Earth. He supposedly wrote a song, performed it, and he shot to the top of the charts, right? Well, it turns out that
he didn't write it.
No, that John Lennon, who is in hell, and
he's in a hell dimension. It's not really hell.
Right. And he keeps writing songs after he left this mortal coil, and he writes songs, and somehow the songs have been making their way back to Earth, where this kid is passing it off as his own. Well, John Lennon heard about this, finds out what's going on, and he ain't having it.
He's not a fan of that at all.
Nope. And so he gets some of the Hellcops to join him and track this kid down. And the kid's like, who's there? More fans? And the first thing John says to him is, the bloody cheek.
Sounds like John.
Yep. And tells him to, cut it the F out. And the kid, arrogant, smug bastard that he is, says, nope, not going to cut it out. I'm about to get like a 3-picture movie deal from Disney. And so through a series of, quick thinking, him thinking he's about to get away with it, and I don't know why the Hellcops couldn't just, arrest him or something.
I don't know what their jurisdiction is on Earth.
I mean, you would think there's some kind of interdimensional copyright infringement laws or something like that. But in any case, through some quick thinking, John Lennon ends up having the last laugh.
Good for him.
Yep. So Hellcop number 9, I enjoyed it. Our number 2 pick ends up with
4 shields after we rounded it up.
And I just noticed this. The back of the issue has a flyer of John Lennon's concert in hell. It says Back from the Dead tour. It's at the Pandemonium Palademon, July 27th. It has John Lennon, Meatloaf, and Joey Ramone performing. So, yeah.
I'd go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hell for it, but I'd go.
All right. So, next up.
Number 1 on the hit parade. A Batman book that, since it first started, I've been loving.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Batman Fortress. This is number 3.
Okay, so in Batman Fortress number 3, or previous issues of Batman Fortress, an alien invasion who is using Kryptonian technology has invaded Earth. Superman is missing, and the other heroes of Earth have gotten their asses handed to them. So things aren't going well, and Batman tries to contact, or he does contact, the Guardians of Oa. Not the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
That would be really cool.
Company.
Yeah.
These are the Green Lantern Guardians.
Right. Well, they talk a little bit, and Batman finds out that they're basically just a bunch of intergalactic bureaucrats saying that they have to remain neutral in this matter, whatever it may be.
I don't get that, because they've had a lantern defending Earth for decades.
Right. But they say they can't get involved. So no luck from them, and then Batman has to seek help from an unlikely source.
Very unlikely.
Yeah. He has to go to the White House.
Yeah. Some of you don't know what that means, but it's not good.
Not good, no. So, and artwork, pretty great stuff here. It's by Derek Robertson, the same guy who did the artwork for Space Bastards.
The one that we liked.
Yeah, not Bisley, the other one. So, always great stuff from him. Batman Fortress number 3 ends up with
4 shields after we rounded it up.
4 shields rounded up, our number 1 pick for this week. All right, so what is coming out this week?
All right, so we mentioned Chip Sadarsky doing Batman. Well, his second issue in his run, Batman 126, comes out, so looking forward to see what he does there. You got DC versus Vampires number 8. That's been a good read. And for Marvel, I'm liking Ghost Rider. Number 5 comes out.
All right, so about a medium load this week.
Yeah, medium to high.
Yeah. All right, so get them at your local comic book shop now. All right, so I promised you guys a big announcement, so let's get to that. All right, so as most of you guys know, we have a weekly Saturday pop-up comic shop in the old man's garage, and I'm going to get to the details of that in just a minute. But if you've never been able to make it out to our sale for whatever reason, the announcement you're gonna want to know is we are starting a Whatnot app, or I should say a Whatnot page. Channel, yes.
Something?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Now, you don't know what Whatnot is. Whatnot is a app you download on your phone, and you can put in whatever sort of things you're into collecting. It could be toys. It could be comic books, could be trading cards, baseball cards, clothing, anything you want. And once you put in your interest, it will bring up all of these streaming channels that are live in that moment that you can check out. So you tap on one of the streaming channels, and the seller is doing whatever they're doing, and they're auctioning off all of these items one at a time. And
And usually they're really short auctions.
They're really short.
30 seconds, minute, 90 seconds, not long at all.
I've seen them as short as like 15 seconds, I think. Yeah. So it's like these really short, rapid auctions. Now, the thing about this that is different from eBay, in addition to them being really short, is if you bid at the last second, like within 10 seconds left, that the timer will go up a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to snipe.
Yeah, you can't really snipe because if it's like, 1 or 2 seconds left, like you get another 9 seconds. So I think they reset it at 10 if you bid in less than 10 seconds. So sorry you don't get to sneak in at the last second on these, but it's a lot of fun. And all of these streamers, they do a lot of entertaining stuff, and they also do giveaways.
We're gonna do giveaway.
We're gonna do giveaway too. Yeah,
giving it away.
Yeah.
But that means it's free.
Yep. All right. So, our auction is not going to be starting at $1, but a lot of them are. So, check those out if you want to, see if you can get some great deals on dollar stuff.
Until we get a lot more people participating.
Yeah.
We can't do dollar.
I mean, obviously, our first stream, we don't have any followers at this moment, so we don't want to give stuff away for $1 if no one's watching. So be sure to follow us and check out our stream. Our first stream is going to be this Sunday. It is August the 7th, Sunday at 6 p.m. And you can tune in and watch that. 6th? Yes. 7th, yes. August the 7th. So you can tune in and watch us and come, and we're going to be doing an all Marvel merchandise show. Excuse me 1 second.
We're going to be doing Marvel Legends. We've got these Marvel. What are the ones that look like Mego dolls?
Famous covers.
We'll be doing that.
Yeah, and it's they're they look kind of like Migos, and they're recreations of famous covers of the characters. And we're gonna be doing that, and we're gonna be doing some Marvel comic pack action figures. They're action figures that are like about G.I. Joe size figures. We got one of them right here. So usually there's 2 of them in each pack, and we have like quite a few of these actually. So these are really cool, and this is the famous cover stuff that we're going to be selling.
Pop it open.
Yeah. Right, see that? So look kind of like Migos. So we're going to be doing this, Marvel Legends, and like one other thing.
The Marvel projector?
Yeah, some old school Toy Biz figures.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff, and we're gonna change it up in future shows. Maybe we'll do like an all DC show. Maybe we'll do some die-cast auctions.
We're going to do some die-cast.
Yeah, we got a lot of die-cast to sell.
It's mostly Marvel die-cast.
Yeah, and maybe we'll throw in a comic book auction every now and then. All right, the old man, he's not really big on auctioning off comic books. He likes to do it, in person. But we'll see. All right, so there is our sale this Sunday. Be sure to download. Excuse me.
I'm not sure he's gonna make it.
Be sure to download the Whatnot app and tune into our show 6 o'clock, August the 7th. All right, now let's go into what you can expect at this week's pop-up shop. All right, I just had a cough drop between takes, so hopefully I'm gonna make it.
Sissy.
All right, so this Saturday is our pop-up comic shop. It is Saturday, August the 5th, and it is August the 6th. I'm sorry.
6th.
August 6th. It is 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. 7002 Brookbend Way, Louisville, Kentucky. And we're going to have comic books starting at $1 and going up from there. We have thousands of comic books to choose from. A lot of great key issues. We have toys, action figures, a couple board games, and we're going to have DVDs and Blu-rays. So a lot of fun stuff for you guys. And normally this is the part where I show you some toys from our sale, but unfortunately I forgot to pull them from the storage unit this past weekend. But here's a picture of some of the Spawn figures we're going to have available. We have a pretty nice line of Spawn figures, and we're going to have Marvel Legends and all kinds of other fun stuff for you. But I do have the comic books here that I want to show you. So I told you we have thousands of comic books. This is just a small fraction.
It's 3 of them.
Yeah, it's 3 that we have. So because we have Thor the Dog of Thunder, and also because everyone by now has probably seen Thor Love and Thunder, I have a couple of Thor comics to show you guys. All right, so first up we have Thor number 169. This is the Origin of Galactus story. Another cool one here, if you saw the mid-credit scene in Thor Love and Thunder, this is an important one to have. We have Mighty Thor number 126 with the Thor versus Hercules issue.
It's also the first Thor titled book because it was Journey into Mystery through 120 through 125, and then at 126 Thor got his own title on the book.
So were earlier issues of Journey into Mystery not about Thor?
If you go back before 83, there was no Thor in them.
Okay.
1 through 82 were mostly science fiction and horror stories.
So just like with Detective Comics, the early issues didn't have Batman in them, but then it became all about Batman.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so final issue. This one we just got this past week. Thor Love and Thunder, Jane Foster becomes Thor. This is the first time we see her as Thor, non-canon, in a What If issue. It is What If number 10. What if Jane Foster had found the hammer of Thor? And this one, she's actually not called Thor. She's called Thordis. It says, don't worry your golden locks about me, O God of Thunder. Thordis can take care of herself. So, could have made a joke about that in the movie. And when, Thor meets up with her for the first time and they're like, so, what do I call you now? She-Thor? Thordis?
I'm glad they didn't.
And then Jane could be like, how about just Thor?
Yeah.
All right, so What If number 10, Jane Foster becomes Thor. All right, so all these available, and we have a couple more Thor key issues. I know we have
First High Evolutionary?
First High Evolutionary, and we have the first Kid Loki issue of Thor. So a lot of cool stuff. So be sure to check it out at our pop-up shop this Saturday. It is 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., 7002 Brookbend Way. All right. I think I'm going to make it. And let's head back up. Speaking of Thor, let's head back up into the garage with Thor. All right, so usually this is the part of the show where we do the doggy challenge video of the week, but you know what? The show's gone a little long. I'm a little under the weather, so let's just keep it simple this week. All right, Thor. Right? Give me paw. There you go. There's a good boy. Oops.
That was about as easy as you could get.
Yep.
You knew you'd shake your hand.
You get that one for free. Okay, buddy? All right, so that's going to do it for today's episode. So don't forget, we have our Whatnot first auction coming this Sunday, and it's going to be at 6 p.m. And we're going to have Marvel Legends as well as a few other Marvel items up for auction.
We're going to keep it on Marvel, though.
Yes, it is all Marvel this time. But, we could do something different next time. You never know.
And we will.
Right. All right, so be sure to download the Whatnot app and sign on, and be sure to follow us. We need followers, which will give us viewers, and we need as many people watching because that maximizes the old profits. All right, so be sure to download Whatnot and subscribe. All right, that about does it for this week's episode. You been a good boy? Yeah, you have so far today. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Excelsior.
True believers. What? Not.